All right, good evening, everyone. It is Sunday, September 29th, 2024. It's the MMAOB Daily Podcast, and I am your host, as always, Adam Martin, and I'm joined by my co-host here, Mr. Big Marcel, as always, and we're going to be recapping UFC Paris, Marcel, in this podcast, and we'll do another one after previewing UFC 307. Can't wait for that, but we're going to do the UFC Paris recap first. Marcel, I'll get some comments in a second. We got a bunch of guys in the chat already, which is awesome. How are you doing, man? Glad to see you again, dude. I always look forward to our chat every week. So how's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm still fat. I'm still sexy. How are you?
Pretty much the same, I would think. I mean, I hope so. No, I'm doing good. Looking forward to talking about the card with you. Let's get some comments. Drew, what's up, man? Appreciate that. And I think it's your birthday this week, True. So happy birthday, dude. You're
Happy
like what?
birthday,
Like, he's like 90 years old, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know how he can use a computer at that age, but that was.
I mean, he got born when Herbert Hoover was the president of the U.S. So, just kidding, man.
Joe, what's up, man? Glad to have you here, dude. Joe, your Eagles lost. They got smoked. Tristan, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. Ocron updates, as always. Pato, what's up? Glad to have you guys in the chat, man. They're all here nice and early, Marcel. So we appreciate you guys. All right, we'll just get started on UFC Paris. Like I said, we'll do a second podcast doing 307, but we'll do Paris and we'll recap UFC or Dana Contender Series. So let's start with UFC Paris, Marcel. Going into this card, I like the card a lot. On paper, I thought it was a really good card. I think it played out okay. I think the prelim started up pretty slow, to be honest with you, Marcel. But the main card, I think, made up for it for the most part. Some really good knockouts, really good finishes, and an interesting main event. Overall, I think I gave the card I think you said, 7.5 last week, something like that. I would say it kind of lived up to that, maybe a 7 out of 10, something like that. What did you think of the card?
Yeah, the thing is, like, the main card was pretty good, I feel, but the prelims were kind of sucky, man, overall, you know? So for me, it's like if I was thinking an 8 for the main card and a kind of a 4 for the prelims, so you get a 7 or a 6. But I think the main card outshined the prelims, so I want to go with 7.
Yeah, there was 14 fights in the card, so I mean there was going to be a few stinkers.
For me, too many, in my opinion. You know, I
so?
know
you like 12.
Yeah, 12 is okay.
12 I think 12 is the perfect number, but I'm not going to complain about more fights on the same card because the more you're going to watch it.
I understand.
Yeah, so for me, it's whatever. I just think that like some of the big favorites should have finished their fights and they didn't. So I think that's kind of why the card went slow because it went over time too, didn't it, Marcel? I think that it went over the
definitely
time
did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that is what it was. So, anyways, let's get through the card. We'll start with the main event, work our way down as always, guys. As far as picks go, 10-4, pretty good. I'll take it. There was a few underdogs, obviously. The one I'm just trying to think. There was one.
All underdogs I picked didn't win.
Yeah, I think there was 4. I think there was 4 underdogs, right? That one, yeah, 4. So, and you picked. I think you did pick 4, but they didn't win. So it's what it is. Anyways, let's go through the card. Main event. Renato Moicano defeats Benoit Saint-Denis, second round doctor stoppage. Yeah, I mean, pretty phenomenal performance by Moicano in that first round. 10-8 round. By the way, we got Anton in the chat. I just want to give him a shout out. Yeah, 10-8 round, clearly. Marcel, I think it was borderline 10-7, honestly. It was about as dominant as you can get. It was. I'll just look at the stats just to read them off. I mean, you guys saw the fight. 4 minutes and 37 seconds of control time. 35 significant strikes landed compared to 4. So it was just completely dominant. Second round, I did score for Saint-Denis. I think Moicano kind of took it off. And the doctor ended up stopping the fight due to an eye injury, which I completely agree with, obviously. I mean, the guy couldn't see. He did the thing, Marcel, where you're like this. Like, how many do you have? 1, 2. And he's like, trois. He's like, and then they like, or no, he did it like this first. Then they covered the eye. And he's like, he's like this. They're like, no, it's the. Like, so he couldn't do it properly.
Yeah.
It was a good stoppage. I mean, there's no doubt. Like, he could not see. I think they wanted him to keep fighting, obviously, but he couldn't see. You have to look at the fighter's safety. The guy's tough as nails, though, man. I mean, his corner obviously would let him still fight. He wanted to still fight. It's just you can't let him fight with that kind of eye injury. Bad loss for Benoit Saint-Denis, though. Like, he looked pretty bad in this fight, Marcel. Like again, I don't want to take away from Moicano, but it's just Saint-Denis has just looked really bad in this fight. And against Poirier, yeah, he got finished, but he did look pretty. Oh, Marcel just dropped off. He'll jump in. I think he looked pretty good against Poirier overall, and then he got finished. Like, he kind of got tired. I did pick Dustin in that fight. In this fight, I'm like, okay, he'll bounce back here and get a finish, Marcel. I thought he would bounce back, get a finish against Moicano, but once again, Moicano proves like just he's really like turned a corner in his career. And here's two things I want to say about Moicano. Number one, he had no knockouts his entire career, MMA, UFC, until the last two fights. Now he's knocking people out. Although, again, one was ground and pound, and this one was a doctor stop. It's still a TKO, still a knockout. The other thing was, and he made this point at the post-fight press conference, the fight with Rafael dos Anjos, which I forgot, was not at 155. It was a catchweight fight. Yeah. So that wasn't a lightweight fight. So he's won 6 straight fights at lightweight. He's looked great. The guy's turned a corner. And I'll say this. I mean, I know you guys agree. He's got one of the best personalities in the sport. He's one of the funniest guys on the mic. I love him. And I've liked him for a long time. I still, in the back of my mind, I always think he's going to get chinned in all these fights. But if he doesn't get chinned, his ground game is amazing, right? So this is a huge win for him. I think, he called out Dan Hooker and Paddy Pimblett. I like the Paddy Pimblett fight, and I like it on The Ultimate Fighter. If they're going to end up doing this stupid show again, you might as well make it fun and entertaining. And I think Moicano Pimblett would be a lot of fun. I think it would get people interested in the show again. And he wants it. He wants to be on the show. And I'll say this, Marcel, I remember when he made his debut against Tom Ninamaki 10 years ago. He's been in the UFC for 10 years. He's grinded his way, and he's had some setbacks. Like, I remember when he fought Jose Aldo. Like, I think he was favored to beat Aldo, if I'm not mistaken, in Calgary, and he got finished in that fight. Was it in Calgary? Actually, no, it wasn't in Calgary. Sorry. What was that? Aldo fought Jeremy Stevens in Calgary. My mistake. But regardless, I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought he'd win that fight, and he kind of had the setback. He had a few setbacks. He's really turned a corner. I love the guy. Great win. Amazing performance overall. Give me your thoughts, man.
Listen, my friend. Yeah, man. It was great what Moicano did, definitely in the first round. Clear 10-8. Apparently, that's the way you have to win rounds in Paris if you're not from France. 10-8. BSD came back in the second round, but like you said, I think Moicano kind of let him get back a little bit. And, man, he had a severe injury, man, in the shoulder. So,
good point.
Amazing win for Moicano, man. I mean, came into different country, hostile territory, beats like the crowd favorite. Yeah. Very solid. And actually doesn't have anything on this win because he was already ranked above Saint-Denis, So, I like to see him fight Paddy or Hooker. I think the Hooker fight is fun. I don't know if you saw what he said about Hooker after the fight in the desk.
You just said it was easy money, right?
Yeah, he said like Hooker is like a turtle who climbed up to the tree. He doesn't belong in top 5 or something like that. So that was very funny. That's also a good match. It's also a good fight to me, And but like you said, man, if you do the Ultimate Fighter, why not Moicano against Pimblett? Makes sense,
It does. Can't wait to see light heavyweight Paddy Pimblett on the show, right? He's going to have to lose 50 pounds. I know. I like it a lot. Also, Moicano, I saw the post-fight too. He said, he was talking about BSD. He basically said he thinks Benoit is just too comfortable training where he is, and he wants him to come train with them in American Top Team. I think that'd be great. I think Benoit, okay, first off, I mean, he's taken so much damage this year, Marcel. He's taking an incredible amount of damage in this fight with Poirier and Moicano. Mm-hmm. He needs to take a long break here. Now, obviously, they were going to headline him here. This was 6 months off, but I think he's going to have to take another 6 months, maybe 8 months, maybe 9 months. Like, I think he's going to have to take a while off. This was another brutal fight. He took a lot of damage in this fight. I think a camp change makes a lot of sense. American Top Team's a great camp for lightweights. For sure. You have obviously Moicano, you have Poirier, you have Gamrot. Who else do you have there? A bunch of guys, right?
Chris Duncan, Arman Sarukian.
Dude, it's a great camp. I mean, it's about as good as it gets. So it's one of the top 3 camps, maybe the top camp in MMA. So it makes a lot of sense, I think, for him to change up his training. If he sticks in France or wherever he's training, I don't know how far he's going to go in his career. I just think he needs something different in his career. But he's a lot of fun to watch, obviously, win or lose. All his fights are basically inside the distance, finishes, win or loss. But 2 straight losses for BSD. I'll be honest with you, Marcel. I mean, he has no wins over top 15 guys. I kind of feel like he shouldn't be in the top 15 right now.
He got in the top 15 when he beat Favola, right? And Favola was 13 back then, so that's why he was in the top 15.
I know, but I kind of feel like, I mean, both these guys I don't think belong in the top 15. Like, I mean, we'll talk about Favola in a second, but anyways, it was a great performance by Moicano. Let's get some comments. Tristan likes 10-7. I think it's close to it. What happened to BSD? Taking so much damage, bro. You can only take so much. I mean, he's as tough as he gets. He's a former, I think he's a sniper in the French military or something, right? He's as tough as he gets. But I think it was a good card too. What's up, Larry? it sucks. Yeah, I picked him to win too. How do you Moicano Gaethje? I don't think they'll do that fight. It seems like they're gonna. I don't know. It's a rumor, right? The Gaethje and Poirier trilogy. Is that the rumor?
Yeah.
I prefer that. I mean, those guys are both legends, kind of, and they kind of, are on a different level. I don't mind a trilogy fight. They're both 1-1. Paddy accepted after Moicano called him out. Yeah, it makes sense. Conor McGregor, no. Ali told Akamoto Sean Shelby's waiting to see what happens. Oh, yeah, that's true with Beneil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did say that. I don't know. I mean, Beneil has lost, 2 straight fights, I think?
I mean, but it's interesting if it goes to the ground, right? So
Beneil and Moicano? Yeah, it'd be a good fight. It'd be a good fight. I like the Pimblett fight, and I like it on Ultimate Fighter. I think it makes a lot of sense. They're going to continue doing the stupid show. You might as well make it fun to watch, right? Yeah, it is tough to wake up in the morning, Antoine. He's, plus he probably has a massive headache today, if I had to imagine. All right, let's go to the co-main event here. Yeah, weird fight. Nassourdine Imavov defeats Brendan Allen decision. Pretty shitty fight, I think, Marcel, to be honest with you. I didn't really think this was a good fight. What did you think?
I think that that Allen relied too much on his ground game, man. And I think that when he was standing and striking with him, he didn't do that bad.
Dude, he actually looked okay on the feet.
Yeah.
So spamming these takedowns. He looked so awful spamming those takedowns.
Yeah, that wasn't good, And
looks bad to the judges too, dude. The judges see that, they hate it.
Yeah, and he knew that. I think he said that afterwards on the clip on Instagram that he didn't look good on the fight. Was it his night?
No.
Yeah, and I mean he won the first round by pretty much holding Imavov down.
Yeah, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off, but only 4 strikes landed.
Yeah,
he did no damage. He's basically holding up. Herdine's like, "Come on, let's go. Come on, work."
Yeah, but
I think they should have stood it up, dude. I think they should have stood it up.
No, I disagree with that. But
4 strikes landed.
Yeah, but for the simple reason, I think if you are a mixed martial artist, you should be able to stand up yourself. I don't think there should be any stand up. I understand that they wanted for the audience to make it more, and I don't mean for parents, but just in general for the audience to make it more fun. I think if you're a mixed martial artist, you should be able to stand up from every position. It's also not like if you fight fucking Alex Pereira for 3 rounds standing that you're like, okay, Alex, you didn't knock him out or didn't knock him down. Now we go to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense. So for me, it's like, shut the fuck up, Herb. But yeah, I mean, Imavov won the fight, 2nd and 3rd round. I think the second round was very clear, and the 3rd round he did a lot more in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And after that, Allen did a little bit more, but wasn't enough to get that round back. So a win for Imavov.
Yeah.
And I'm still. Listen, good. It was a win, and I'm still not convinced with Imavov for some reason.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I felt underwhelmed by him in this fight. I thought he looked better against Cannonier, personally.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good performance. And I think he looked good against Elidze, too. And I think he looked good against Chris Curtis. Like, to me, this is actually kind of like his worst performance in a little while. This was a weird fight. I think Brendan Allen looked terrible in this fight. To be honest with you, Marcel, I think Brendan Allen, like anyone on this card, even more than Saint-Denis, I think his stock drops like through the floor. Like, this is a bad loss. He looked bad in this fight. Even when he had the takedown, he did no damage. He did not go for submissions. It was just a really bad performance, and he got really tired. Dude, remember he kept saying, I want 5 rounds. Imavov didn't want 5 rounds. Dude, if it went 5, he probably would have got finished. He had no gas left, Marcel.
Imavov was very tired as well.
I know he was too. Bro, it was just, I thought this fight was pretty bad, honestly. I don't know what you thought, but I didn't.
No, it wasn't good.
No. I'm pretty sure Bisping and them were saying, oh, what a great fight, amazing fight. They say that about every fight, but, the company men. But yeah, I just didn't think it was a great fight. But for Imavov, still a big win on his resume, obviously.
Definitely.
I like him in Bahayo next. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it makes sense, man. I mean, Imavov is now like, he's in the top 5 still. You can match him up with pretty much anybody. He only fought Cannonier and Allen now, who are like pretty high. So
yeah,
you can match him up.
A lot of people are saying Izzy. I don't think he deserves Izzy after this fight. I think Izzy, regardless of the losses lately with Izzy, he's still a huge name. He's still a superstar. He's still a pay-per-view draw. I said this in the Discord yesterday. I like Izzy and Prochazka if he drops down. 2 former champions, 2 big names. You're going to get an exciting fight. I prefer that. I don't know what you think about that, but I just think Imavov and Izzy, I don't really care about that fight personally.
I'm okay with it, man, but I don't really dig when a fighter goes down after he is not the champion, who gets like immediate shot at like somebody high ranked, But at the same time, I understand if they would do it. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, fair enough. Let me get some comments here. Frivola Dober 2 would be fun. Like, that first fight was really fun. 3 top 10 wins in 7 months. That's solid. I mean, definitely solid. I still think he needs another finish though to really get a big win. But truthfully, though, he's not too far from a title shot. But here's the thing, like, I think they'll do Drakus and Strickland, but at the same time, they have not announced that fight. I guess they're going to wait to see what happens with Hamzat and Whitaker. So I guess that's the plan at this point. That fight's in 3 weeks? Why would they not wait, right? Why would they rush that? Now, if Strickland doesn't get the fight, then it opens up, other opportunities with Strickland. Actually, even, just say Whitaker wins a decision or something like that. I know DDP's called for Whitaker. He says he deserves it more, but I don't really agree with that, to be honest with you. I love Whitaker, but they both fought DDP, Strickland, and Whitaker, and one of them went to a split decision. A lot of people thought he won, and the other guy got finished. So I think Strickland should get the rematch personally. And then I'm just saying, like, you could do Whitaker and Imavov. I think that would make sense. You could also do Whitaker and Izzy too. And then obviously with Hamzat, if Hamzat wins, they'll probably give him the title shot. Although, Marcel, the problem then is, can he fight in the States? Then you'll have a champion that probably can't fight in the States, right?
They're going to Saudi Arabia, right, in February, so maybe they do there.
Do it twice. Yeah, they go twice a year. All right. Yeah, the thing with the blood draw was interesting. So Brendan Allen said him and Moicano were randomly selected to do this blood draw by the French Commission. Seems kind of sketchy. I mean, his energy did look depleted in this fight. Maybe there's something to it. I thought there might have been something to it, but then Moicano went there and looked amazing. So it's like, really, like, I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Everyone's body reacts differently to that. Like, I'm pretty sure I'd be exhausted, but it's hard to say, right, Marcel?
Weird, just overall weird. Kind of sounds like the Rush Hour 4 kind of thing, or 3, if you can remember that.
Which one?
Rush Hour 3 was it? I think, yeah.
Yeah.
In Paris.
Yeah. So Allen fight Vittori. Oh yeah, this fight makes sense, right?
Yeah, of course. They
have to do that fight. They could do an Apex headliner. I don't know. Again, I think that Allen's stock's pretty low. But yeah, I mean, that fight could be on any card, really. Any card. What's up, Gabriel? Glad to have you here, man. Hope it's not in the end. Oh no. We just started. Yeah, you only missed the first 2 fights, and one of them was good and one of them wasn't so good. So, all right, let's go to the next fight here. William Jaguar Gomes defeats Joe Anderson Brito. Split decision, Marcel. I kind of feel like we sniffed it out a little bit last week. We just couldn't pull the trigger. We did talk about it a little bit, saying like he's possibly could win in France.
We shouldn't have to pull the trigger because he didn't win the fight.
I thought 3-2-1 too. No, I did. Yeah. I thought 3-2-1. I think I scored. What was it? 1 and 2 for Brito, right? Was that?
You could even score all 3 for Brito, man. In my opinion,
2. I think that 3. I gave it to Gomi. Now, looking at Gomi outlanded him 2-1 in the third round. I think Gomi won the third round, but it was competitive for sure.
It's like this fight is in every other country. Brito wins,
Yeah.
And I don't care that the judges who gave it to Gomi are in French, but they're definitely influenced by the crowd. You know what I mean?
Of course, they're swayed by the crowd. Every time Gomi landed a strike or if he defended a takedown, they were like going crazy. Now, I will say this: I didn't like Brito's performance. I don't think he looked very good. I don't like the game plan. He just kept kind of like body locking against the fence, go for these like bad takedowns, and then he really didn't do a lot of damage. Also, I tweeted or talked about this a little bit. I did tweet it. I kind of feel like it was bad karma too, dude. When he tried yanking the guy's arm out at the weigh-ins, that was really weird. I know what you're saying. It's like a joke. I'm obviously kind of joking.
No. I agree with you. Completely.
I didn't like how he did that, but I'm just saying like the karma thing's obviously a joke. But the MMA gods, right? I just didn't like that. I didn't like the way he acted this week. I thought he acted really weird. But I will say that, like, I just find Gomi, it's like not exciting to watch this guy fight. I'm not really high on him. And he calls out Diego Lopez. You're the most boring fighter in the division, called the most exciting guy. He would make Diego Lopez look boring if this guy fought him. It's a good win for him. Obviously, Marcel, it's a huge win. 4-0 in the UFC.
I don't see this win.
I don't think this guy's that good, honestly. I don't think he's that good.
I don't see it as a win. And the UFC shouldn't need us to see it as a win, man. It's like daylight robbery, What
do you think Mick Maynard thought about this fight?
I don't give a shit. What he thought about this fight. I think it's a bad decision. I think Brito clearly won the fight, in my opinion. And I'm not even biased because I don't care who won.
Did you have him in all 3 rounds? Did you?
I had 30-27, or I had 1 round for Gomi, but I think I had 30-27 actually.
I thought 3-2 won round 1 and 2. Now 2 of the judges gave it to Gomi.
It's just super annoying, man. It's like I don't know who said that on Twitter. There was a fighter. I don't know who said it, but it was like, if you're not sure if you're gonna beat the French guy in France, don't take the fucking fight.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like that. So It's just stupid, you know. And we had it's not only in France, we have it in Brazil. Had that before, you know, when the UFC didn't went often to Brazil. I can call you certain fights, right? I mean, I remember Thiago Alves against Max Griffin. Max Griffin clearly won that fight. Thiago Alves gets the win. We had it in Australia, New Zealand, where Kai Kara France fight William Paiva. Paiva clearly wins the fight. Kai Kara gets the win. It's like super annoying, you know. And
I just checked, by the way. The French fighters went 6-3, I think, on this card. So they had they won twice as many as they lost. They did well. It wasn't like in Canada where we got this fucking shit kicked out of us in that card. Yeah, a lot of you guys just thought Gomi didn't win. Yeah, that's true. He did have some good wins. Gomi and Sean Woodson, sure.
Also, take in consideration, he doesn't get his win bonus here, Brito, which he should get. You know, his career path was like going up, and now it might go sideways.
This derails him by like 2 years, just like Ankalaev when although it's Ankalaev's fault for tapping.
That was his own fault by tapping, of course.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, delays your career by 2 years usually when you lose. I'm looking at the media scores. Most media had it for Brito, although a few had it for Gomes.
Yeah, three watch with the back to the cage. Yeah,
my buddy Nick Baldwin had it for Gomes. That's not a great look on Nick. I'm sure a lot of people don't agree with that. Although, again, there's some scorecards that I've had that people disagree with. It is what it is. And this one, I thought Brito won the fight. Don't agree with the decision. All right, next fight. Brian Battle gets the finish here against Kevin Jusay. Second round TKO. I think a great stoppage by Herb Dean. Kevin Jusay was taking way too much damage in this fight. Brian Battle landed almost 100 strikes, significant strikes. Second round, he landed 71 significant strikes. Good stoppage. Brian Battle's good, dude. He's good. He is a good fighter. I know you like him. What are you going to say?
A little bit back to the scorecards. I saw somebody, and I don't know anymore who it was, but we both know him. I won't say his name, but that guy scored 29-28 for Jessica Andrade against Natalia Silva. Should suck my toenails, man. If you
that's a bad score.
I don't know who it was anymore, but we both know him. I know it's a familiar guy to me, but I'm not going to say his name because
fair enough. I mean, listen, we've had some bad scorecards ourselves. It happens. There's scorecards we've had that disagree. I think overall, me and you were pretty good judges of these fights. But you know,
have a bad scorecard, man. Of course, I have that score.
Fair enough. Okay. Brian Battle, Marcel. I like this guy. I know you do too.
Yeah, man. I mean, the first round, I think a lot of people had that for Jusay. I had it for Battle, actually. You know, I didn't agree with the Jusay.
The first round, I actually scored it for Jusay too. To be honest,
you see, you also got scorer. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the stats. He didn't land him in the first round, though he had less control time. But yeah, I mean, it was close. I just think there was this one combination he landed in one sequence where he rocked Battle like pretty bad, and to me it was a close round, so I swayed him for damage. But
that's no problem.
You know, it was close. It didn't matter though in the end. He got destroyed in the second round, right?
So yeah, of course. I mean, it was close. I think the first round. I will tell it to Brian what you said, but no, I'm just kidding. I mean, second round. It was like at a certain moment, Battle hit a switch, you know, and he was like, "I'm gonna put you out of here," you know.
Yeah.
And I'm actually happy he did it because I didn't want to see the scorecards, how it went, probably, you know. So I'm always good with finishes here. If you go to different countries, it's not the USA, pretty much. So good win for Battle, man, and he he had the great, I think, post-fight speech. I laughed my fucking ass off for it.
Yeah, I like him, dude. He's got a good personality, man. He seems like a joker, you know.
Yeah, it's always funny, man. And some of those people, they got so heated about it. Like, he's obviously overdoing it to get a reaction. And all these people,
He's 6-1 and won no contest in the UFC. He should be Angelosa. That guy didn't want to fight.
Did you see the Angelosa clip?
No.
He was with Brendan Allen and Tuku Tacos. He was in Paris, you know. Mm-hmm. So when they were walking on the hotel room, he knocked on the door. And then he ran away. So that was probably the door for Brian Battle.
Yeah, I'm sure they did that. 5 finishes in the UFC. Only lost to Renato, who's obviously great. So Brian Battle's legit. Who do we match him up with next? Because I think we really like the guy.
There are so many options, man. At welterweight, you know. I think, man, this is difficult. I would say.
Is he ready for a top 15? I think he is.
What about Michael Morales?
I don't think they'll do that to prospects.
No. They won't do that, but I like that fight. Listen,
I don't mind it.
Fuck, let's do Neil Magny.
I don't mind that either. I mean, Magny at this point is a gatekeeper. He's number 14, number 15. Actually ranked 15. He's tied with Holland for 15. Wait, Holland's at middleweight, isn't he? What?
Yeah.
Why is Holland back in the rankings? What the hell? That's stupid.
He was always there, man.
Oh, okay. Michael Page is also available, I think.
Michael Page won't take that fight.
I was gonna say he never takes fights. Is Vicente Luque and Nick Diaz happening? I think
Alex said it's in the works, so if Alex says that, right. I trust it, you know.
I guess there's no one in the top 15 really available right now. But again, he's not going to fight right now. He could fight, potentially the winner or loser of the Buckley. Well, actually, the loser of Buckley Thompson, maybe that's another option.
Let him fight Buckley.
Yeah, I think if Buckley beats Thompson, though, he's going to want those big name fights like Burns.
Yeah, but he doesn't, so let him fight Buckley.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, couple comments. Tristan likes Battle's improvement. Yeah, for sure. John, what's up, man? Battle looked awesome. Speed, volume. Goodness, Jusei's fun. I mean, he's definitely a fun fighter. This was a hard matchup. Brian Battle's very good. Hey, Blake, what's up? BSD a fraud check. Here's the thing. Like, I think that the two guys he lost to are studs. I mean, they're two of the top 10 guys in the world. So I wouldn't say so.
That's the thing why you have to look for before you said fraud check. Actually, about another fight we're talking about later. It's like Dao and Jung against Omar Sy. I think you asked me in the Discord if Sy loses this fight, is it a fraud check? That's what I would say a fraud check.
Because it's losing to a bad fighter, right? When you're hyped up. Like
I won't say a bad fighter, but somebody who is not going to be like in the top 15 or whatever, you know. But BSD lost to fucking Poirier and to Moicano, and both guys are not bad fighters. So I don't see that as a fraud check, you know.
I don't want to say, okay, you're right. Jung's in the UFC. He has wins in the UFC, but he's not good either.
But at a certain moment, we thought he was.
We thought he was good. Now we know he's not good.
No, the funny thing is, like, when we thought Dao and Jung was pretty good, we were like, yeah, Young Park, not really that one. Yeah. And now we're more like, hey, Park is actually a better guy. It's really weird.
By the way, Battle and Burns is interesting, too. Like, Burns is in a weird spot because he's a big name coming off some losses now.
Battle should have talked shit to Moicano because Moicano does a podcast with Burns.
Yeah, he should.
So maybe.
but he's a joker. By the way, we got our buddy Craig in the chat. What's up, Craig? Glad to have you here, man. Let's go back to the card. Morgan Charrier knockout over Gabriel Miranda. Yeah, I mean, this was pretty obvious that he's going to win this fight. Great performance, though. 3 straight bonuses in the UFC. Marcel for Charrier. Another guy that is banging on the door of the top 15, I think. You know, I just think he's looked great in the UFC. What do you think?
I was fucking surprised. That dude speaks English very good, man. He actually had an interview with
Cage Warriors like 10 times.
Yeah, but I mean, still, you know, he's from France. And France, overall, French people prefer to talk French, you know. So,
of course they do.
Yeah, but normally not that good English. But I was really impressed by that. And he seems like a good dude. And 3 bonuses, man. I mean, you cannot go wrong with that. And I think it was a great finish, what he had. I think it was a great finish. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what's next for him. He got that bump in the road against Chep and Mariscal, where I think a lot of people
I thought he won the fight. But even with the loss, it's not a bad loss. Like Chep
definitely not, you know. So, but still a little bit of a bump in the road, you know. But still, I mean, it doesn't mean that much. 145. I mean, you can match him just outside of the top 15.
Bro, there's a million fights for him. Man.
Yeah, like there's so many good guys. 145. You know, why not? Fuck, let's do Yusuf Salal.
And that fight's fun too. For Gabriel Miranda, yeah, I mean, obviously he gets another stoppage loss. I'm guessing this is the last fight. He's gonna have one more fight. This is his 4th fight next coming up. Probably one of these things. He only fights once a year. He's fought in September for the UFC the last 3 years in a row, including twice in France. I don't know, man. He had such a great win in his last fight, but it looks like the UFC's not too high on the guy for whatever reason. So, yeah, I'm assuming he'll have to win his next fight to stay in the UFC. Now, talk about another. Oh, let me get the comments
first, man. Yeah.
Sure. We'll talk about Klein in a sec. Charrier and Rosa.
Which Rosa?
Charles Rose. Wait. Who? Oh, my brain's not working very well. Who's Rosa?
I don't know who you mean, Grace, but I also think Charles Rosa, but Charles Rosa's not in the UFC anymore.
What are you talking about, Pato?
Or do you mean Rosas? But Rosas is 135.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I'm confused, honestly.
I just know, man.
I thought you meant Charles Rosa. I'm like, Charles Rosa? Who is better pirate, Charrier or
Charrier?
I think Charrier is better. I'm not too high on Charrier Bullet.
Same.
Really sucks Morgan got caught with that first UFC loss. He has like so many losses. Oh, he said Julian Rosa. Okay. That makes sense. I'm like, wait, Charles Rosa? And you're like, wait, Raul Rosas? Oh, yeah, that's a great fight. I actually like that fight. That's a great fight. Julian Rosa's always in fun fights.
Good call.
Yeah, I like that fight. All right, next fight here. Faris Ziem finally gets a finish, a brutal finish. Well, I guess it's his first finish in the UFC, and he does it in a spectacular fashion, brutally knocking out Matt Frivola, third round, nasty knee. Follow-up punches, I don't think they were necessary myself personally, but again, I get it. It's a fist fight. You fight till the ref stops you. I get that. Regardless, amazing performance. Gets a bonus. This is the kind of win he needed, dude, to like really cement himself in the lightweight division. Because we talked about this fight last week. I'm like, I think. Did you pick Frivola or you pick Ziem? I can't remember.
We both picked Ziem.
Yeah, we both by decision though. We were like, you'll probably win it like boring decision. Dude, this is the kind of finish he needed to like shoot it. Like I think his stock goes like through the roof after this win. Matt's a pretty tough fighter. He's a borderline top 15, top 20 type of guy, and he knocked him out in spectacular fashion. Again, a lot of the top 15 guys are taken, but I think Ziem's right there. Like, I wouldn't mind them doing like Ziem and Drew Dober, for instance, like or Bobby Green, something like that, Jalen Turner, any of those kind of guys. This is a huge win for him, dude, and I'm actually excited about him now going forward. What do you think?
I thought it looked great, man. I mean, Matt Frivola, he got knocked out in his last fight. This was his comeback. He got another brutal knockout against a Frenchman, So, listen, man, I like Frivola a lot. So I was sad for the dude, At the same time, man, great win for Fares, And what a comeback, dude. He was cut. And they only brought him back because they did UFC Paris for the first time. And since he won 4 straight. So, yeah, man, really impressed by him. I think he showed the UFC that he shouldn't have been cut, although he had some bad performances before he was cut. Looking forward what's next for him. Good finish, very, very good finish, spectacular. And what's next for Frivola? Man, the thing with Frivola is I remember when I first saw him fight, he was a grappler actually, I remember,
He turned to a striker.
Yeah, man, he's like that Gilbert Burns kind of dude who falls in love with the striking, out of a sudden. And but at the same time, his striking is fun to watch.
Well, that's the thing. Like, no one cared about him when he was just grappling people. No one cared about him, right? So.
But he's also a fun personality, He knows how to play the game, pretty much,
I remember a few years ago we called it Patty. He's like, I want the baddie. Remember he had the costume. Everything was funny. He's not getting that fight, by the way. But one thing I'm just looking at his stats right now. Matt Frivola, so he's landed 6 knockdowns in the UFC, including 4 against Gennaro Valdez in the fight.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know how he didn't get a bonus for that because that was amazing. But he's been dropped 7 times in the UFC. His chin is not good, Marcel. And he's taken a lot of damage. He's been knocked out 4 times in the UFC, guys. So, I mean, it's just scary. They kept saying he's a new father. He's got a kid. When did it get to the point, Marcel, when you start to think maybe this isn't for me anymore? Because he's getting brutally knocked out, dude, the last 2 fights.
Yeah, I don't know, man. At the same time, man, Benoit Saint-Denis, for me, he's still legit. He lost 2 in a row.
He's good. I'm just saying, like, he's taking a lot of damage. That's all I'm saying. He's still a good fighter, obviously. He's got the skill. But again, I think the same guys I just mentioned for Ziem are Frivola are good too. Like Bobby Green and Matt Frivola would be fun, I think. Jalen, they could do a rematch. He beat Jalen Turner once. It was like 5 years ago. He wrestled him. That was a fight where I was surprised he won, but he used his grappling right to kind of stick around in the UFC. And anyways, I'm with Tristan though. His fights are always. I know you meant to say this. They're always fun to watch. Anytime Matt Frivola is fighting, I'm watching. So. All right, next fight. This fight was pretty bad too. Ion Cutelaba defeats Ivan Urslan. This fight was pretty bad, Marcel. I picked Cutelaba. Who'd you pick? You picked Urslan? Can't remember.
I picked Urslan and I regret it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, someone said Ziam and Bahamondes. That's fun. I don't mind that either. I picked Cutelaba. It's because of the experience. I thought he won the first 2 rounds pretty clearly. What's with this scorecard, dude? Come on. What the fuck?
He did, clearly,
Damien Gluski, Marcel. And you looked him up, right? He's got he's French, right? Or something? Is he French?
That was the one with Cornole against Cavalcanti. I looked up.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, that's Mongi Zatuni. We'll talk about him in a second. No, this Damien Gluski guy, I looked him up. He's only judged 2 fights in UFC. Dude, that's such a bad scorecard. I mean, this was an easy fight to score. These aren't hard. If it was a hard fight to score, it's okay, it was a tough one to score. Like for instance, Steve Urseg and Pantoja. That was a kind of hard fight to score. It was a close fight, right? This was an easy fight to score. This clearly won 2 first round.
It was so sad. with the split decision because
and then,
it was
and then
E1
Butler
against
says,
E1.
and yeah, he's like, yeah, it's like, no, he's the wrong guy. I honestly, like, I picked Dion. I was like, wait, did he win or lose? I was so confused for a sec, right? But
Thank God he said the last name as well, you know.
he saved his job. Now, my question, like, he's won 2 or 3 now, which is crazy because he could have lost what,
bro?
5 and
Did
6.
you hear Buffer? Did you hear Buffer say after Charriere won? He was like, Morgan, the pirate, ZM. He didn't say Charriere.
Fucked it up.
Yeah.
By the way, Philippe Lins, where is this guy? What happened to him?
I have no idea, man. He's at light heavyweight now, right? So
yeah, but I'm confused. Like he beat Kutalaba. He got cut, and now Kutalaba's in the UFC still.
That's really weird, man. I have no idea. I think Lin. I remember when Lins came in the UFC. I think he was on an 80K contract plus 80K.
Yeah,
you know, so
pretty
expensive for them.
By the way, is Devin Clark? Is he in the UFC or is he cut?
I think he's not anymore. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay,
I'm not sure.
Right.
But I mean, this fight. I mean, Urslan. I think Conan Silveira said in his corner, like, dude, do you only want to be here one time? And he's like, no. That you got to do something, you know. He won the first 2 rounds, you know. So, and then the 3rd round he did something, but he had to finish the fight, you know, and he didn't do enough, and he didn't also do enough for a 10-8 round, you know. So, it was a win for Kutalaba. Good for Kutalaba, you know.
I don't think Urslan's good, man. I don't think he's gonna last long in the UFC.
I mean, I definitely give him a second chance because a lot of fighters kind of have a bad performance sometimes when they debut.
Yeah.
But it was like he couldn't let something go for some reason, you know.
No, it was bad performance, I think. Umar Sy defeats Dawoon Jung. I don't think this fight was that good either. There was just like one spot at the end of the second round where Sy was unloading on Jung. Yeah. Other than that, I thought Jung won the first round. I didn't see the scorecards. Did all 3 have it 30-27? Yeah, I guess they did. I thought Jung won the first round, but it was close. But yeah, Sy clearly won the fight, obviously. I think he's okay. What were you gonna say?
It's actually funny because we're in the Discord and you and a lot of other guys are like 10-9 Dawoon Jung, and I'm like, yeah, everywhere outside of France probably, but this is 10-9 in France for Umar Sy.
No, you weren't wrong. Obviously, like it was a close round. Anyways, yeah, Sy wins. He's a pretty good prospect. He's undefeated. I don't know. This fight didn't do it for me. Any thoughts?
Same now. I mean, this was like this was pretty much made for Umar Sy to shine in front of his home crowd, I think, you know.
Yep.
Dawoon Jung was on a bad streak, but he didn't get the finish. He clearly won the fight, but it wasn't a great fight to watch. Nope. And it was kind of like a lot of these prelims for me. So, yeah.
No, I agree.
Also, dude, Anakin, that's a fire matchup, dude.
Which one?
The last comment.
Sorry, guys. I missed it. Manuel Torres and Matt Verbola. Sure, that's fun too. I don't mind any of those fights. He's always going to be in a good fight, like win or lose. But again, he's probably going to get knocked out in that fight too. Ludovic Klein defeats Roosevelt Roberts by decision. This wasn't a good performance by Ludovic. I don't think. I mean, he got the job done, but it wasn't a good fight, man.
I felt like Ludovic striked with Roosevelt in the first round, and I think that he had difficulties with the height advantage for Roosevelt, you know.
Yep.
And you saw Roosevelt could hit him, you know, and he was like at a certain moment, if I can take this guy down, I fucking take him down, you know. And he pretty much rode it out the second and third round. He got the win there. I don't think it was a great performance, definitely not for a -1,000 guy, you know, but for Klein, man, they didn't do him anything good, pretty much, you know, because I think Klein deserved the top 50 fight after the win against Thiago Moises, which was impressive, you know. And now everybody thinks like, he just got by Roosevelt Roberts, you know, it wasn't great, you know. Now that is in everybody's back of their mind, you know.
Yeah, no, you're right. 7-2-1 record in the UFC. He's undefeated in his last 7 fights. He should get a top 15 opponent. He's not good at lightweight for the most part. This was a weird matchup, let's be fair. It was on short notice. Remember, at short notice, it's for both guys, you know, because the one guy is preparing for someone else. So, yes, he's been in camp, he's in shape, but he's been preparing for another fighter. So,
what about him versus Benoit?
I don't mind it, but again, I think Benoit needs time off, dude.
Me too, but hypothetically.
Sure, hypothetically, it's fun. Yeah. Actually, could he fight Zion? Could they do that fight?
I was thinking about it, but I think both guys deserve not to fight each other right now. You know, I think Klein deserves definitely a top 15, and Zion should be somewhere there as well, you know.
Yep. Taylor Lapilus looks good again here against Vince Morales. Taylor Lapilus, he is 6-2 in the UFC. He's a pretty solid fighter, Marcel. He's 3-1 since he came back. He's not the most exciting guy, though. Like, all of his wins except for one are by decision in the UFC. He has, like, no knockout power, but he's got really good takedown defense. He has good striking. He's solid. Again, I just think that without finishing the fight, I don't think it gets him that top 15 guy. But he'll probably get someone like the top 20, top 25 kind of thing. Any thoughts?
It's crazy, man, that he doesn't have that knockout power because he has double impact, right? So,
I think his nickname's awesome. I've always liked his nickname. I think it's a cool one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm waiting to see more from this guy.
I agree, man. And this is his second stint in the UFC. Yeah, who do you match him up with at bantamweight? I mean,
I don't know.
Listen, man, I would think, what would be fun? Either the winner of Cody Garbrandt, Miles Johnson would be fun, maybe,
That's a good show. I like that one too. But again, if Miles goes and knocks out Cody, he's going to want a top 15 opponent, right?
I understand. But I mean, Cody, if Cody loses, he would be still a fun matchup from Taylor Lapidus, you know what I mean? So
for sure. By the way, let's get some more comments. Could they do Klein and Beneil? That would be interesting. Why does Klein keep getting opponents taller than who used to be a feather? Remember that? We're going to say.
I don't think they do that, man, because they could have matched up Klein with somebody in the top 15 already. Why would they do it now with Beneil? I mean, I would like to see the fight, but...
By the way, Ponto's right. He only has one knockout in his last 7 fights. It's kind of hard to believe. I think the fight with Moises? He dropped him a few times, just couldn't put him away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Klein and Joel. Joel Alvarez is another guy that I keep forgetting about. He's great too, right? So, also that guy, Oral By, I like him too. He's also good. There's some good fighters in this division, man. In lightweight and 155 are so stacked. Fine, Turner, that makes sense. Turner's in a weird spot too in his career. Klein not listening to Mr. Highlight. Basically, his first fight where he knocked out Shane Young, and he showed it, and he hasn't really shown it since then. We appreciate you being here, man. Were you gonna say, Marcel? Sorry.
Shane Young went to stare down before against Ludovic Klein, where Dana was trying to give him a hand, and he was like that, doing that Maori kind of thing.
Lapidus, Montel Jackson. Sure, that's a fun fight. I don't mind that. But again, Montel just knocked out, what's the guy? Damon Blackshear. Yeah. Montel's another guy that probably should get top 15 too. 155, 135. There's all these guys waiting to get top 50 opponents. It's hard to get them. And then when you have guys that turn you down, they're like, I'm not going to fight guys unranked. It makes it difficult. So we'll see what happens. Women's bantamweight, Eileen Perez defeats Daria Zheleznyakova. Arm triangle, first round. Yeah, I mean, she gets the win. She missed weight, and then she shook her ass in the opponent's face. Really disrespectful after missing weight. I don't know, man. This girl doesn't do it for me, dude. I'm not really a fan of her, man. I don't know what you think. She's an okay fighter. She's got good grappling. Obviously, she's 4-1 in the UFC. I just don't think she's that good, dude. And I'm looking forward to fading her against the top 15 opponent, which she probably will get after this fight because it was 4 wins in a row. But I just don't think she's good. I mean, that's honestly what I think. What do you think?
I think the same, man. I think that we got to give some explanation to this, why this happened. Her manager, Lucas Latkis, he posted on his Instagram story the reason why Eileen did that to Daria. Apparently before the fight, and this is their side of the story, so I don't know what's true, but I'm just saying why. So apparently Daria said before the fight that...
But she called her a puta?
No, she pretty much said that she what she did was raised well, and that she was hoeing around on the. It's pretty much true, but
I mean,
she was
wrong.
No, but obviously, and that she was going to get punished by her because she didn't get enough punishment when she was a kid or something,
Okay, well, that's probably taking it a bit too far, yeah.
Yeah, so something like that, So, but at the same time, yeah, man, you know what I think about Perez, she had a good win for her, not taking anything away from her, but man, I'm also not convinced yet, and there are a lot of people they can match her up with, and 135 isn't that strong, man. I would give her Cara Rosa.
That would be okay. I mean, I was just thinking Chelsea Chandler because she's ranked and she's not good. Chelsea Chandler shouldn't be in the rankings. I think. Right? Actually, you know what? Why don't they just do her and Jacqueline Cavalcante? They both fought in the same card. They might as well just do that fight.
I would do Jacqueline Cavalcante against Chandler, and I would do Eileen against Rosa.
Sure, I'm okay with it. Or you could do Cavalcante and Rosa. That would be fun, wouldn't it? That would be a fun fight.
Definitely. Yeah,
I almost prefer that 2 strikers and 2 grapplers rather than have 2 grapplers beat the strikers. Comments. No, it's late. I agree with that in the chat. BSD should take Moicano's offer to go to ATT. Completely agreed. Right? You like it too, right, Marcel?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you do it? You have 2 former opponents there where you're not going to fight anytime soon, and you can learn from them.
He needs, because the thing is, it's not just that he lost; it's how he lost. He got destroyed, right? So he needs to make some serious improvements. BSC is good, just rush too fast. Yeah, you just take time off, though. The amount of damage he's taking is concerning. Hey, Zach, what's up? Is Chelsea Chandler still employed? She's ranked number 14, I believe. She has no wins at bantamweight, and she's ranked 14th, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Daniel Barres defeats Victor Altamirano. Really competitive fight. Marcel, we got this one wrong. I thought Barres did win the fight, to be honest with you. Right? Did you agree?
One of the few really fun prelims to watch.
It was a good fight. I was thinking, like, I always talked. I didn't message you about the bonuses. I figured they would give 4 performance bonuses, by the way. And I thought for the most part they got it right, although obviously Moicano probably should have got one too. But I was thinking, like, if they had to give fight of the night, it was probably this fight. It probably was 100%. This fight. This was a good fight. It was a fun fight. The prelims were pretty bad. This was a good fight. This was a fun fight. Both guys back and forth. I think Barres deserved to win. He landed the harder shots. He dropped them. They only counted 1 knockdown. I think there was more than that, dude, to be honest with you. Victor's really tough. He's lost 3 straight fights, though, which is tough to even think about because he's always competitive. He's losing these close decisions, but 2-4 now in the UFC. I think they'll give him one more fight, though. He's pretty exciting to watch. But yeah, I think Barra, right? That's how you pronounce it? Daniel Barra?
No. Barra.
Yeah, actually, I went and looked at the media guide. That is correct. Bisping was being kind of a dick about it to Felder, to be honest with you.
Really annoying.
Yeah, it was really annoying, but he's right, though. He's like, Barra. So, Barra, or whatever you pronounce it.
Barra.
Okay. Yeah, he had his first UFC win. Good for him. But again, he's my age, dude. He's 36 in a few months.
Fucking old fuck.
I know. He doesn't have he doesn't have much time. He's gonna have to make it go now. And he's in this division where it's all, younger guys for the most part. Now I was thinking, who could he fight? Another old guy, Marcel, Tim Elliott. Maybe that could be that fight. What about that one?
I was also thinking we could fight, and I was thinking about why not don't we have somebody from the
how about Andre Lima, maybe? Andre Lima? That guy?
Andre Lima deserves a higher ranked fighter. I think he won all his fights so far. What else do we have around there?
Carlos Hernandez. Oh, no, he's got.
I actually know Felipe dos Santos.
Okay,
that makes a lot of sense. I think.
I was just looking at Altamirano's common opponents, and that's kind of that's why I said Elliott because he's coming off a win. I think it'd be a fun fight, But
yeah, I mean, a good win.
Tim is ranked, so yeah.
Good one for Danny Barras, man. I'm happy for the dude first win.
Lazy Boy. How about that fight, Lazy Boy?
Yeah, why not?
Maybe do that in Mexico when they go back there. I think Victor gets one more fight, but he's going to have to fight someone that's
Victor who?
Altamirano.
Oh, Altamirano. Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. Sorry. Who did? Oh, that guy Edgar Chirez. Maybe him and Victor. That would be kind of fun. I know they're both kind of Mexican, but.
Was like bottom of the barrel at 125.
Well, he's already fought your boy Daniel Lacerda. He's already fought him, so he can't fight him.
He's caught Daniel Lacerda.
Oh, he got caught? Okay.
Yeah, but who's bottom of the barrel at 125?
Probably the Chirez guy at this point. I hate to
you know what? And I don't think he's bottom of the barrel, but give him O'Day Osborne.
Oh yeah, O'Day's actually that's a good one because they're both on 3-fight losing skids. Yeah. Perfect. Maybe they just do Barres and Lazy Boy and Osborne and Altamirano just so they just spot. Yeah, I completely agree. Main card was good. Prelims were pretty bad. Oh, contender series guy. We didn't think about that. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think primes are different on MMA? I think Glover and Foos, a lot of people keep going. A little bit. I mean, I think there's more like knowledge about the sport. There's better nutrition now, better training. You can go a little farther at a later age. But, I mean, I still think the sport favors younger fighters. I still think that. Let's go to the next fight here. Jacqueline. Go ahead.
I mean, it's pretty much, listen, man, while you were like fucking 18 or 19, when you woke up, you stand up out of your bed and you go. Now I'm like fucking 35 and I stand up and I feel back pain. You know what I mean?
know, dude. I get it. Like a lot of people say that, their hips and they can't walk and all that shit. So I get it. Jacqueline Cavalcante, split decision over Nora Cornhole. Yeah, I pronounced her name wrong last week. I don't know why I said Cornoli. I thought she was like Italian. No, I'm joking.
It's Cornol.
Nora Cornol. It's a weird last name. But yeah, I think the Portuguese fighter clearly won the fight. Mongo Zutuni gave the fight to Nora. I don't agree with that at all, dude. I mean, Jacqueline, I'm glad she won because I think she deserved to win. But 2 straight split decisions that were kind of sketchy, right? On the scorecards.
And again, I told you in the Discord, they were going to fuck something up, and it was clear win for Cavalcanti. I think she clearly won she clearly won 2 of the 3 rounds. You could go 29-28, but there was no way you could go 29-28 Cornoli,
I think Cornell didn't look good in this fight, dude.
She was like, striking Cavalcanti was better, and normally Nora is a striker, and then she tried to get her to the ground, but even Cavalcanti could defend that as well, so she was in trouble. I feel like for me it was a clear win for Cavalcanti. You know what weird was? I know she's born in Brazil and she represents Portugal, and when she walked in from the, how do you say that, with the song, they said like 1 of 8 Brazilian bantamweights. I was like, keep it with one thing, it's really confusing.
I'm with you. But yeah, good win though. 3-0 now in the UFC for the youngster.
I should have been unanimous,
She's 25, Marcel. Oh, sorry, she's not 25. She's 27. Actually, my mistake. Read the date wrong. She's still pretty young though for this division.
The problem only is with Cavalcanti is she fought 3 times in the UFC, and she fought fucking Zara Farn,
who was she hasn't finished anyone either.
Yeah, and Josiana Nunes wasn't like super convincing. This one was actually, in my opinion, the most convincing fight, and she got a split, and that's what bothers me, man, because this was a clear unanimous decision win in my opinion, and it has split behind it. So it kind of shows like, if you haven't seen the fight and the UFC normal, it was kind of a split. So it should have been, maybe it was close. It wasn't close, man. She won. Listen, I like Nora a lot. Nora's a super nice person, by the way. I've talked to her before, but Cavalcanti clearly won the fight.
For sure. Jacqueline Rave top 15. Yeah, I think so. That division.
If you look at the top 15, it's not very strong, She
should be in the top 15 right now. She should be ranked.
Maybe she will.
Chelsea Chandler should not be ranked. And if Zach's right, maybe she is cut. Who knows? We'll talk about contender in a minute. Like you said, Pereira, absolute prime 37. Yeah, if he is, he's not everyone's going to be in their prime at that age.
Normally the more heavier weight classes, like heavyweight.
Yeah, they last a bit longer. Like heavyweights can come in the UFC age 40 and do well, right? So, first fight opening the card. Chris Duncan gets the technical submission over Balaji Oki, puts him to sleep Marcel with guillotine choke. Weird finish because he had him in the choke and then let go, and then he fell asleep. It was so weird, but Oki looked. I think his striking looked good. He landed 28 strikes. Went for the takedowns though for some reason. I don't know why he did that, and then he got choked out. Duncan gets the bonus. Huge win for Duncan. What are you gonna say?
Nobody understood that, man. I was talking to a Belgian writer as well, journalist. Sure. And I was like, did you see it? He's like, why did he win for the takedown?
I don't get it either. He looked so good in the feet. He was out-striking him. I don't get it.
He was really looking good on the feet. So it was weird to me. And the choke was super weird. He had the tight guillotine. He let go when he was out, apparently. I mean, good win for Duncan. And listen, Duncan, good dude. I'm happy for him. He got a win. Back on track after that loss to Manuel Torres earlier this year. Yeah. Good for him, man. And for Oki will be back, man. I mean, it was only his second fight, but I mean, listen, man. I'm not a coach. Like I said, I'm a couch fat fuck, but got to make sometimes better choices, probably.
By the way, the referee Loic Pora, he did this fight and the ZM Favola fight, which both had kind of I'd say late stoppages, right?
I'm not gonna screw him for this one because I didn't even know that he was out. I went for Favola. I mean,
he should have stopped the punch earlier. Although I think ZM could have let off too. But regardless, I mean, again, you fight till the ref pulls you off. He should have jumped in. What's that famous? Was it Cecil Peoples? That GIF where he jumps in. You know that one? Yeah. That famous fight. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember with Nelson Hamilton with Robbie Lawler against Tiki, where Robbie Lawler knocked out Tiki, and then Nelson Hamilton pulled Robbie Lawler over, and he made how do you say that, a flip?
Yeah, there's some crazy stoppages. Anyways, overall, I mean, it was an okay card. The main card was good. The prelims not so great. We talked about that. All right, couple comments. Yeah, it was crazy. The sub. Rookie mistake. He's 1-1 now in the UFC. He's still young in his career. Mm-hmm. Oki looked conscious when he's actually unconscious. His arm, he it looked. He was moving still, and then all of a sudden he let go, and then he just went down. It was kind of crazy.
Also, Duncan was like, "He's out," and he was screaming because he was like, "Fuck!" If he is if the referee is too late and he's still moving again, then he was,
Let me ask you a question: would you have given Duncan the bonus, or would you have given it to Moicano?
I think Duncan deserved the bonus here, And the thing is, why do I have to make a choice? They could have given Moicano.
Why didn't they give out one extra bonus for this card? They made a $4 million gate. I think they should have given all 5 finishes a bonus. Perez doesn't get one because she missed weight.
Yeah.
and she was disrespectful. So there you go. Thoughts on Strickland's past comments about Tiki? I don't know enough about it. Don't want to get sued, so I'm not going to say shit.
I have no idea.
don't want to get sued. All right, let's go to Contender Series, Marcel. How about that? We'll
How about that? Catch me outside.
Catch me outside? How about that? All right, let's go to Contender, guys. Let me pull it up here. 5 contracts. They went 5 this week.
5.
Yeah, or sorry, last week I should say. I guess technically this week. What do you consider the start of the week? Sunday or Monday? What do you consider the start?
It's actually Sunday, but I consider it Monday.
Dude, same. I'm the same way. I look at calendars. It's always Sunday's the first one. To me, Sunday's the last day of the week.
Yeah, it's because like I think they said in the Bible, God started the week with a day of rest, and that's a Sunday, you know. But
that's the end of my week, bro.
for me as well, my week starts at Monday, so you know.
There you go, Marcel. Are you gonna get some sleep tonight? I know you stayed up pretty late last night, right?
I have let me see. Yeah, I probably take 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then after that, I have a podcast with Dennis and Gilbert. So,
yeah. Do you go in the studio or you just do it on your on the
same as this? I just get they get the screen, and those two Dennis and Gilbert are in the studio, you know, and I do it from my screen over here because it's like a fucking 3-hour drive to there, you know. So it's then I should be already like going in 3 hours or something.
All right, let's go to Contender Series. We'll recap last week's card. So again, 5 contracts, Marcel, and we'll go through them. So I'll start with the first fight, work our way up. How about that?
Sure.
Alexia Tenera defeats Rose Conceição. Yeah, I mean, I think she's a good addition to the roster. What do you think?
I think Tainara did very good, man. I mean, Conceição didn't have a lot to say in that fight. And listen, a lot of people were like, this is not a high caliber fight. I mean, whatever, you know, Conceição was the LFA champion. Yeah. And Tainara did well. Tainara is trained by Marcelo Ribas, Amanda's dad. You know, she's trained by the Ribas family. Good for her. You know, I think she deserved a contract. I'm happy she got it. And we'll see what she can do in the UFC. You know?
Yeah, I think she's a good prospect. The division always could use, you know, new prospects. Kevin Vallejos, Vallejos, right? Is that right?
Yeah, and listen, last year in Contender, they said it right, and now they say it wrong. Now it's like Vallejos. No, it's Vallejos. You know?
He looked amazing. I mean, incredible finish.
Bro, man, a 20-punch combo. Yeah.
Well, I think that because he took no damage, I think they're going to get him in a card before the end of the year, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I hope so. It would be fun.
There's no cards in Brazil this year, right? Like for the rest of the year? Okay. Or Argentina. I mean, he's Argentina, but, you know, like, I think they would put him in Brazil. I think they'll put him on an Apex card, and they'll give him someone that's like 0-1 or 1-0 in the UFC, something like that.
Possible, yeah.
They'll do that. Kevin Christian gets a submission. I would not give him this guy a contract. Dana didn't want him. Mick Maynard wanted him. Marcel, so your favorite matchmaker, Mick Maynard, wanted this guy. What do you think about that? Like, I thought it was Dana making the cuts and the picks, and now it's all the matchmakers getting a choice.
You give first fucking Hassan Zada a contract. Now you give this dude a contract. But my guy, Yusri, our Dutch guy, you don't give a contract.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they I don't want to say he got screwed, but I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, he's the only guy on this season that has a finish that didn't get signed.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. It's like
and Dana shit on him. He's like, I wasn't impressed. I didn't like him. He's this huge guy for this division. Didn't use his reach, whatever. This Kevin Christian guy's not good. I'm looking forward to fading him. He's not good.
Dude, he was losing the fight until he got the
wasn't
finish.
Impressed.
I mean, neither. Same. I agree.
Daniel Frunza, dude, this was a good fight with Vadim Kuti. He got dropped. Looked like Kuti was going to win. Kuti gassed out so hard.
Yeah.
Holy crap. But yeah, Frunza, great comeback. Obviously, he's getting a contract too, right? Fun fight.
A fucking smart dude, you know. He's actually, I think he's originally from Romania, and he was living in Italy. He's training there. He was also representing Italy.
His last name is Italian, isn't it? Frunza? I think that's Italian.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it's ATT now, I think. So good for him, you know.
He looked good. And then the main event, obviously, you got the plus 500 underdog here.
Are you waiting for food or something, dude?
No, I'm looking at the football game. I got the Buffalo Bills are 4th and inches. No, I'm not waiting for food. Already. Sorry, guys. I'm going to look that way because the game just started. We're doing the podcast at a weird time. Like, because I wanted to watch this game, but I'm going to do the podcast. Don't worry. But yeah, I wanted to see what happened. 4th and inches. I looked over. Danilo. How do you say his last name? God.
Vojevodkin.
Vojevodkin knocks out, submits Bailey Schoenfelder, plus 500 underdog. Second biggest upset of the year behind what's the girl's name? Duran. I forgot her name. Duran.
Yeah, Dubin.
Biggest men's underdog. Yeah, I mean, he obviously gets a contract. I just don't know if he's good. I honestly have no idea.
Bro, you already know that the matchmakers weren't happy with that. They can say that they're happy, but they clearly wanted to have Bailey Schoenfelder in the UFC.
This is why you don't lay minus 1,000 on contenders.
Yeah,
fighters, right?
I agree.
Because these guys are unproven. He got destroyed, and honestly, that guy should look to drop to 205. I had to guess, right? But Canelo's interesting. I mean, he's got a lot of power. He's a big dude. I just don't know if he's going to be any good. But I will say this: I remember when Nikita Krylov came to the UFC, a lot of people made fun of him too, right? They're like, "Oh, this guy sucks." He's turned to a great fighter, right?
Al Capone. When he came to the UFC,
he had that. He had that old picture on.
Yeah,
with the costume.
Yeah,
dude, it was the best. Now he's the minor. So
yeah.
After he dropped weight, he changed his nickname and went down in weight. Brendan, who's that? Brendan. Oh yeah, Brendan Laughlin. Yeah, they signed everyone now. Basically, I'll tell you right now. Even the guys that didn't get signed probably end up in the UFC at some point on short notice. Like they might bring your guy into the UFC at some point.
The thing is, like, he has good connections because he's like cornering Alex this weekend again. So
they'll bring him in. Like Torres Finney, Dana White shit on him. He's fighting this week.
Yeah, do you know why? So
Dana fucked up. He didn't know that he was waiting for the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
He got cut from. He was supposed to be the show, and they cut him for Connor's guys. Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or no, I think for Shevchenko or
oh yeah, sorry, it was the wrong season. See, Connor has fucking that fight's never going to happen. Anyways, we want to get through that. All right, we just hit an hour. Actually, just went over the hour. Strickland only beat Imavov because he was 10 pounds heavier. I don't agree. Strickland's a way better fighter, right? What do you
Plus,
think?
it was on 4 days' notice as well. I mean,
for Strickland,
if anything, you should praise Strickland. You know.
It was
Imavov Gastelum originally. You know.
Yeah. All right, let's go to. Okay, we'll end this podcast actually. All right, guys, appreciate that joining us here. We're gonna do one more podcast. We're gonna do UFC 307 preview. So just give me a second. I'm gonna tweet it out. Just bear with me, and we'll tweet it out, and we'll go through 307. So just give me a sec. I'll tweet it out. Thank you.